I'm the number one station that gives you a voice all over the world. My name is Choma Innocent, and I welcome you to today's edition of The Recap. The Recap is that program where we analyze and discuss issues that made major headlines during the week. And of course, I'm never alone. I do have my analyst sitting across from me in the studios today, and I'll be introducing him to you very, very soon. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I want to give you a brief rundown of the different topics we'll be discussing today. Yes, you're welcome to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The program comes to you every weekend, every Saturday from 4 all the way till 6 p.m. Don't forget, at exactly the 5 p.m. mark, the phone lines will be opened so that you can air your opinions, your suggestions, and of course, give us your idea of everything we will be discussing today. So let me give you a brief rundown before we get right into it. President Tinubu orders approval of 150,000 naira grant to each business owner in Jigawa state. Okay, Jigawa people, enjoy you. We'll also be looking at protests. Accept hardship as a trial from God. Governor Nnamdi of Jigawa state tells Nigerians. Okay, we'll also be looking at a truce meeting between Dangote, NMDPRA, NUPRC, and NNPCL failing to resolve crude supply imbroglio. This is according to The Wheel. We're also looking at the coalition of northern groups rejecting the call for Nnamdi Kanu's release, saying why should northern lawmakers be joining southeastern lawmakers to call for Nnamdi Kanu's release? They are betrayers and the saboteurs. And finally, we'll be looking at Peter Obi, a loquacious and disruptive backseat driver. This is according to Felix Morka. Anyway, we'll be discussing this as the program progresses. I will be introducing my guest to you after this very short break. Some of you know my guest. He's a regular on the program every Saturday. Some of you love him and some of you don't. And he's always said that's okay by me. Everybody cannot love you. Yesterday I have Mr. Peter Anoske, development economist, acclaimed author as well as a journalist over many, many years, a very well experienced journalist, and he'll be joining us on the program today. Don't forget that Mr. Peter Anoske is the author of the best-selling book Dangote is the 10 Commandments on Money. This book was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. Here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, which is a federal government agency in charge of small and medium scale businesses in the country. Welcome to the program, Mr. Anoske. How are you feeling today?
I'm okay.
Great to hear from you. Great to see you. Thank you for coming and happy weekend. So let's get right into it. We have quite a bit to discuss. It's about 9 minutes past 4 p.m. this beautiful Saturday evening. I hope you're having a good one. I want to begin with President Tinubu ordering the approval of 150,000 naira grant to each business owner in Jigawa state. This was revealed in a press release by the State House in Abuja and shared by Vice President Kashim Shettima on his official X handle, that's Twitter handle. On Tuesday this week, Shettima said this grant was part of Nigeria's strategy for digital transformation and leadership in Africa. How can 150,000 naira help Jigawa business owners digitally transform and lead as Africans?
Well, this is one of the ways government agencies siphon money. As that story read, they say Tinubu gives 150,000 naira to each business owner in Jigawa state. They didn't tell you the number.
The number of business owners that will benefit from this.
That will benefit. So no number was given. This is how the APC government have been siphoning funds. They don't make use of data. Even when Tinubu was campaigning, he said, "Na statistics we go job." So they don't believe in data because with data, accountability can be assured.
And without data, how do we measure impact?
You cannot measure impact. You cannot even know the number. Now say 150,000 naira each to every business owner in Jigawa state. How many business owners are in Bauchi, are in Jigawa? We don't even know. So how did the president get the number of business people that he's giving this money? So they can easily give him a figure. They can easily give him a figure. So, and as there's no figure, they can give a figure of 5,000 people, and the government agencies will share to only 50 to 60 people. It has been happening before, and this is why they say that they are using $3 billion to update the 3 billion naira to update the national social register. Because we know that from the beginning, even when Omar Farouk was there, that this is a fake document. This is an audio gift. When they say that a president is giving every business owner in Jigawa 150,000 naira, but the number of beneficiaries we don't know. That is number one. Then Shetima also said that this money is non-refundable, which means it is you have dashed them 150,000 naira. And when you give this kind of money and say you are not to a refund, they will easily divert it to other things. And I know that many of the beneficiaries are going to marry more wives with this money, because every money that comes very easy is easily misappropriated.
You feel that this misappropriation will happen because there is no accountability and they don't have to pay it back?
They don't have to pay back. Easy come, easy go. Easy come, and you cannot grow an economy by dashing people money. Because this money is not targeted at anything, just I'm dashing you Father Christmas. Every business owner in Jigawa is entitled to 150,000 naira. Another thing, you have not even asked yourself, these people, assuming you want to use it to grow the economy of the state, does these people have the knowledge, the acumen, what it takes to grow businesses? Because it is not money that we use to grow business, it is knowledge. It is knowledge that we use to grow businesses. I remember in around 2012 when Rochas Okorocha was the governor of Imo State. Then what was reigning at that point in time was what they call the IMYES. That's Imo State Youth Empowerment Scheme. They were doing it all over the country. Oyo has a Oyo State Youth Empowerment Scheme. They call it OYES. So do other states. So then state governors were giving money to the youths. Go and start business, go and start business. So then, as I said, Okorocha was the governor of Imo State. So I went to him and said, look, I want you to, you are giving these people money to go into business, fine and good. But when somebody don't have the knowledge of business, he's going to fail in that business. So I want you, let this book, that's my Dangote statement on money, be part of the package that you are going to give to them so that they can learn how to run a business. Because giving somebody money without the knowledge of how to run that business, he is going to waste that money. So I gave Rochas Okorocha a copy of the book. We were just only him and myself in his office. So he scanned through the paper. I stayed there for about 20 to 30 minutes. So he read some parts of the book and he told me, Peter, your books make interesting reading, but I cannot promote the book of my rival because the book was titled Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, so that he cannot promote a book that has another person's name. And he now said, if it is him that I had written about, he would have promoted it all over the world. So I said, well, this is what will help the youths. When you give them that money, they can know how to grow their business. He said, no, that he cannot promote a book by his rival. I said, okay. So he just told me that I can stay as long as I want in Imo State and go and see the good works that he is doing. I can go over the state and see the constructions. Understand? So I said, okay. So, but he didn't make use of the book. And I'm sure Imo State today remains. Imo State has a very large literate youth population. When you talk of the states that are going to school in the country, count Imo as among the top. But the unemployment in Imo State is very, very high. So Tinubu dashing 150,000 naira to each business owner in Jigawa State without knowing whether they have the capacity to grow that money or not does not make sense. To me, it is a waste of resources.
All right, a waste of resources on all fronts, according to Mr. Peter Anoske. Let's move on to our next topic because of our time. It's 17 minutes past 4 p.m. Don't forget that at exactly 5 p.m. the phone lines will be open so that you can share your thoughts, your ideas, and your suggestions with us as well. So moving on to topic number 2. This concerns the planned upcoming protest, right? Governor Umar Nnamdi of Jigawa State on Monday told Nigerians to accept the hardship we're currently facing as a trial from God. He's saying the proposed nationwide protest slated for August 1 is not the solution to the country's current challenges, saying accept this hardship as a trial from God. Personally, as a Nigerian, I'm wondering why God left the elite to would I say inflict hardship on the common man. So what really is going on?
Well, Karl Marx defined the religion as the opium of the society, the heart of the heartless. Understand? So the big men in the society, the leaders in the society, has been using a religion to deceive the masses. The big men in the society have been using a religion to confuse the poor. I feel that most spiritual books in the world we are doctored to favor the rich.
You feel?
Yes, and it's a fact. It is
you
a
said
fact.
You feel. This fact is based on what findings?
It is a fact. Adeboye said that Nigerians should seek the divine intervention. Our problem is physical, and every physical problem demands physical solution. The problem Nigeria is facing does not come from God. It's come from bad leadership. So God has nothing to do with what Nigeria is going through at this point in time.
So you feel when someone who's supposed to be a leader comes out and says, accept this is coming from God, they're trying to absolve themselves of blame and trying to make you look at a higher authority saying, keep praying to God while we keep enjoying your money.
That is it. When they tell you that you are suffering because of your sins. Understand me? It is a lie. That's what they used to deceive the masses. Our problem is man-made. Our problem is lack of leadership. That's what Nigeria is into at this point in time. God has no hand in it.
All right, then. That's as much as we can take for that topic because of our time. 22 minutes past 4 p.m. Don't forget, at exactly the 5 p.m. mark, the phone lines will be open so that you can share your ideas and your suggestions with us. Now, let's talk about the Dangote oil refinery debacle. All right, it's been described as an imbroglio by the wheel. A truce meeting between Dangote, NMDPRA, NUPRC, and NNPCL has failed to resolve a crude supply imbroglio. All right, saying the truce meeting brokered by the Minister of State for Petroleum Oil, Senator Henneken Lokobiri, to resolve the heated dispute between the Dangote refinery on one hand and state-run entities, that's the NNPCL, the Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, the Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA. This truce had failed to resolve the issue of crude supply to Dangote's 650,000 barrels per day refinery. This is according to The Wheel. Aliko Dangote, who is Africa's richest man and an industrialist, and his company had alleged sabotage and conspiracy against his refinery by key officials in the NNPC. We've been talking about this for a while. I would like to still hear from you on this, Mr. Peter Anoske.
Well, the truth is that Dangote is a big fish and will remain a big fish. They cannot make him to fall. Those agencies in government their sabotage cannot make him to fall.
You're saying that the sabotage that Dangote is alleging is actually happening?
Why is he still importing his crude from abroad? One, many years ago. Now, if you check, Nigeria is the largest producer of crude oil in Africa. We are number one. We are number one crude producing nation in Africa. But that number one doesn't have refinery to refine its own crude. So a country with crude oil is now going to a non-crude oil producing country to refine. It's not a shame. It is a big shame. It is a big shame. It's just like you have food in your house, but you don't have a stove or gas cooker. You have to go to elsewhere, cook that food, then bring it back to your house and eat. That is the shame that they put on us as a country. Then Dangote now came and wipe away this shame from us by borrowing $20 billion to build a refinery. Then what happened at the end of the day? The agencies of government who have been benefiting and who are still benefiting from importation of petroleum products are sabotaging it. Speaking at an event in May should be about 3 months ago.
That's about 2 months ago.
Kashim Shettima, the vice president, said that over the years, Nigeria has been spending $25 billion on importation of petroleum products every year. 25 billion on importation of petroleum products on a yearly basis. Now, people were now saying when Dangote's refinery comes on stream, when Dangote's refinery comes on stream, that all these things will stop. Even APC campaigned with Dangote, with it. Government agencies have been shouting when Dangote refinery comes on stream. What happened? It has come on stream. They are now working against it. The day this refinery was commissioned in Lagos here, all roads were shut down. No movement. Buhari came to commission Dangote refinery. The who is who in the country were at the venue for the commission of this refinery. This Farouk of a guy was also there when it was commissioned. Then what happened? Fast forward to July 2024. Farouk is now saying that Dangote products is inferior. Dangote product is only 45% ready. 45, not even up to 50. Dangote refinery has not been licensed, and you were there when it was commissioned. You say it has not been licensed. The latest was now we don't have any crude for you. That's what they told Dangote. We don't have any crude for you. And this is a country that is number one in crude oil production in Africa as a whole. They are telling that they don't have any crude for him. Because why? They are benefiting from the importation of fuel. That's why they don't want the Port Harcourt refinery to work. That's why they don't want the Warri refinery to work. Because Dangote refinery working, Kaduna refinery working is going to take away sugar from their mouth. That's why they have been postponing the Port Harcourt refinery from December 2022 up till now. And even if you start working now, there's no refinery for it. I mean, there's no crude oil. But they say when two elephants fight, it is the grass that is going to suffer. Because what is happening now will stop any foreign investors from coming into this country. Because a Yoruba adage says, if a crocodile can eat its own egg, what can it not do to the egg of the other animals? So the foreigners who want to come into Nigeria will say, Dangote is the biggest investor in Nigeria. Other foreigners will say, if they can treat Dangote this way, what would they not do to them who are foreigners? And with what they are doing now, it is goodbye to foreign investors. So they thought that they are doing Dangote, they are doing the whole people in the country. They are doing the whole people in the country. They said that they are spending 25 billion yearly on importation of petroleum products. Somebody in the country now build a refinery, and you are now telling that person that there's no crude for him. It was even out of frustration that Dangote said, I'm ready to sell. Let NPCL come and buy.
All right, let's look at what's been done after he's alleged this sabotage. This is a new report. The House of Reps has said it would has threatened to call for the sack of the group chief executive officer of the NNPCL, that's Melekiari, if what they described as the attempt to destroy Dangote refinery does not stop immediately. Now, the Deputy Speaker of the House, Philip Agbese, stated this while speaking with journalists today in Abuja. He said the lawmakers have already called for the sack of the leadership of the NMDPRA. He says both the NNPCL and the NMDPRA have shown that they are interested in destroying the Dangote refinery. Would you say that the House of Reps are waking up to their responsibilities?
Well, that's what everybody with conscience would do. That's what every well-meaning Nigeria would do, because one, Duke Oil in the United States, understand? A lot of Nigerians have share in it. Duke Oil in the I don't want to mention their names. A lot of Nigerians have interest in it. Malta, which Dangote talked about, for the past 1 year, if you see the amount of money that have been spent on importing fuel from there, and Dangote said that it was owned by some Nigerians. Understand? So what they are doing is just to kill the refinery so that they will continue with the importation. That is what is happening in the country. They want to kill the refinery so that we will not be able to refine.
But here is a pertinent question, right? Can Dangote refinery actually refine all the fuel that is needed for circulation in Nigeria? Or even as Dangote is refining, we can still be importing refined products alongside?
But you don't have to kill his own. You don't have to kill his, because Buhari gave license to 22 companies to build refineries in the country. If you know that you will not supply crude to them, why do you want to? Why do you give them license? Because Bua own. Bua is going to be refining about 400 and about 460. Understand? Another one is coming on, which is going to be refining about 100. Then why do you give them all these things? Because you just want to destroy their businesses.
Do you think these people will still proceed with the whole Dangote treatment that they are witnessing?
Well, people are bent on destroying his business.
And you think this will not accrue to other people who you say have been given licenses?
They have to stop now. They should stop, because once they see the way Dangote is being treated, it will be unwise for them that to go on and still invest there. Dangote refinery was built to give 100,000 employment to Nigeria. That's directly 100,000. Imagine removing 100,000 people from the unemployment market. It is a lot. But they are frustrating this. They are frustrating this, and it's quite unfair.
And at the end of the day, it is still the common Nigerian who has to suffer from all of this.
That's why I say when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers.
All right. The fact that Dangote has even offered to sell the refinery to the federal government or to the NNPCL, saying this is beginning to stress him out and he's actually considering selling to them. Would you say that is a wise move? And of course, this is something you see them jumping on and saying, okay, with everything that he's been accused of, because he also accused the federal government of importing dirty fuel. They've come out to say it is actually his diesel which has issues.
No, excuse me. When that diesel, that petrol and diesel, when it came to Nigeria, it was under the Buhari administration. It was under the Buhari, and it came from Malta. Dangote refinery has not started when that bad products came. So, but he said that out of frustration, they cannot even buy it. It's not everything that you buy.
Not even with the ones we already have that are not functional.
They cannot buy it. Why must you buy the Dangote or the refinery? Why Port Harcourt is there? So they should make their own work and then let Dangote do his own. Dangote refinery cannot be enough for our local consumption, but it will help. An instance, the landing cost that they are paying to bring fuel into this country. If Dangote refinery is working, there will be no landing cost because it is refined internally, which means it will be cheaper than the imported ones. I'm not an advocate of monopoly, understand? But let there be free and fair competition. Dangote should be allowed to compete with the other importers. Bua, when he comes on stream, should be allowed to compete with the other importers. I'm not saying that that one person should be given the whole petroleum business in the country. No, I want competition, but free and fair. What I mean by fair here is that everybody should be given an opportunity, and understand, there should be no monopoly, because monopoly does not help the business.
All right, then. You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, coming to you live from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. At exactly 5 p.m., the phone lines will be open so that you can share your opinions, your thoughts, and your ideas with us. Guess what? We're streaming live on YouTube, so you can get to watch us live on YouTube in case you want to put a face to the name or you want to put a face to the voices. Yes, all you need to do is head on over to YouTube, type into the search bar VOP 903 FM, VOP 903 FM, right there on YouTube, and you can get to listen and watch us live. Of course, at the 5 p.m. mark, I'll be letting you know the phone numbers that you can call and the phone number where you can send your WhatsApp messages to. In the meantime, the conversation continues right here on the recap. We have 2 more topics to go. It's 23 minutes before 5 p.m. Let's see if we can fold these 2 topics into this 23 minutes. All right, so the coalition of northern groups has said it is utterly dismayed and outraged by the call from members of the House of Reps Minority Caucus for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of IPOB. Now, the national coordinator of the CNG, Comrade Jamilu Aliyu Charanchi, in a statement said the demand is an affront on the victims of Kanu's terror activities and a slap on the face of the Nigerian people. He also said that the coalition of Northern Group had, in August 2017, reported Nnamdi Kanu to the United Nations for his acts of terror against innocent Nigerians and advocated for declaring Kanu's group a terrorist organization, a designation which he said they rightfully hold today. Now, on the other hand, he's also saying he understands the Southeast senators are supporting the release of Nnamdi Kanu, but he does not understand why Northern lawmakers are also doing the same, saying he sees them as betrayers and as saboteurs. And I would really like your opinion on this, Mr. Peter Anosike, because why should it be a problem if Northern lawmakers are coming out to say this person is saying you should not be supporting the release of Nnamdi Kanu because he's a Southeasterner and he has perpetrated terror on your people who live in his region? How true is that? Please keep it polite and civil.
The truth is that Nigeria, there are a bunch of charlatans, hypocrites, sycophants everywhere. And this person, because of what you said, I would have called him names.
Please don't call him names. Just, you can give us your opinion, but don't call him names.
I would have called him names. Whoever, because today everybody is coming up with everybody has become an activist. Everybody is forming groups, associations, just to become relevant. So these people welcomed so-called repented Boko Harams. These people welcome so-called repented Boko Haram, and understand me, people who have killed soldiers, policemen, keep millions of people in ID camps, and now say that they have repented after committing mayhem. They welcome them in their community. That is fine. But Nnamdi Kanu, who is innocent, who did not commit any offense, who Nigeria government, Nigeria judiciary has seen nothing to hold him responsible, is what somebody somewhere is saying that they reject. Well, I don't know him. But he was one of those shoe shiners looking for relevant. So the northern lawmakers that supported this move saw the true story, that this man is a victim of the Nigerian state, that Nnamdi Kanu is a victim of the Nigerian state, that Nnamdi Kanu is being persecuted and not prosecuted, that Nnamdi Kanu is being persecuted and not prosecuted, that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by the Nigerian state, that Nnamdi Kanu was adopted by the Nigerian state, that Nnamdi Kanu should be the complainer of this problem and not the defendant. So, if you go over there, 99% of them are not enlightened. 99%. I was born in the north.
What you're saying is they have more issues to worry about than whether northern lawmakers are supporting the release of Nnamdi Kanu or not.
I say the bulk of them are not in. I was born in the north. Hausa was the first language I speak, so I understand them very well. That's where you have what we know as sheep culture. That's where we have sheep culture. So he is behaving like a sheep. So Nnamdi Kanu is a victim of the federal government. Nnamdi Kanu is a victim of the Nigerian state. As I said earlier, Nnamdi Kanu should be the complainant of this problem instead of being the defendant, because he was kidnapped. He was abducted the way Buhari had abducted Umaru Dikko in 1984. And I keep on saying, if federal government has anything against Nnamdi Kanu in the notebook, they would have jailed him a long time ago. But they have gone through, they didn't see anything to hold him on. So, Nigerian state should be apologizing to Nnamdi Kanu. That is my submission.
But we can also say that what this person is saying is just his opinion, just the same way you've aired your opinion right here on radio, and nobody's calling you names, right? Because all he's saying is, why should northern lawmakers be supporting a man who has supported the perpetration of terror on their people in the southeast?
On which people?
He's saying many northerners have been killed due to reigns of terror in the southeast. Northerners
have been killed in the southeast.
In the southeast by unknown gunmen and IPOB members.
And those people say that Nnamdi Kanu is behind them. As I say, degree of enlightenment, degree of exposure there is damn too little. I understand them too well.
All right. I'm going to need you to, watch your words. All right. There's certain words you cannot use on radio. But then thank you for your submission. Still on this topic, because we really, really need to talk about it. In 2017, he said the coalition of northern groups had actually reported Nnamdi Kanu to the United Nations for what they called his act of terror against innocent Nigerians. And they had also advocated for declaring IPOB a terrorist organization. So
what did the United Nations do after their report? If they had substance, if their demands is weighty enough, if their demands is genuine, what did the United Nations do? Did they declare Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist? Did they declare IPOB a terrorist organization? The answer is no, because United Nations know far more than them. So they have been just guided.
You don't want to say the word. All right. I appreciate that you are actually trying your best to, keep it together, keep it polite, and keep it civil.
They are making me angry.
I understand that you can be angry.
They are making me just angry.
All right. No vex. No vex. Like I said, they aim their opinion in the media, just like, you come on radio every other day and air your own opinion as well. Again, I ask, why is it a problem that northern lawmakers are supporting Nnamdi Kanu's release?
They have seen
almost
the
everybody
light.
has been calling for his release.
They have seen the light. They have seen that that Nnamdi Kanu is being persecuted, not prosecuted. They have seen that injustice is being meted on the innocent young man. So what the northern lawmakers are doing is what conscience demands. It is what conscience demands. So they did the right thing by supporting that Nnamdi Kanu should be released.
All right, then. 14 minutes before 5 p.m. Don't forget at the 5 p.m. mark, the phone lines will be open so that you can also share your thoughts, your opinions, and your suggestions with us. We'll be taking our final topic for the evening right now. And for this final topic, I'm going to need you to keep it polite and civil as well. Peter Obi is a loquacious and disruptive backseat driver. This is according to the text of a press statement released on Tuesday this week by the National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Mr. Felix Moka. Now, he said the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in last year's general elections and the former governor of Anambra State has continued unabashedly to showcase his obsessive devotion to self-promotion against the best interests of Nigeria. That is to say, Peter Obi likes to make himself look good against the best interests of Nigeria. The APC has also accused him of inciting Nigerians against Tinubu's government. They've accused him and his supporters, the obedience, of being the ones behind the planned August 1 protest. There's been a lot of mention of Peter Obi's name from the camp of the APC in the past week. Why do you think that is?
Well, the truth is that it is only those who are under you that will criticize you. It is only those who are under you that will criticize you. When I read that report, the first thing I did was that because this Felix Moka, I don't know him. I don't know who he is. And I know that I have been around actively in the last 30 years. But this name sounds strange to me because one, about 22 years ago, I was a founding member of the Sun newspaper, which is a pro-Igbo newspaper, because there is sentiment in the Nigerian media. Because one, every Yoruba man will buy Nation, Tribune. Understand me?
Are you sure of that, though?
I'm
Do you think
telling
it's everyone who knows the owners of this newspaper?
This is the sentiment. It's everywhere. Even in America.
No, it is understandable that there are a select few who may make their decisions based on that. But do you think people are actually interested in knowing who published the newspaper before they buy it?
It's a general sentiment. It is a general sentiment. Every Yoruba man goes to buy Nation, Tribune. Every Northerner goes there to buy Daily Trust, Leadership. Southeast takes Sun newspaper as their own newspaper. Understand me? So I was in a paper that is pro Southeast. That is number one. So, and that gave me the access to many Igbo people. Then I rose up to become the publicity secretary of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo in Lagos State and the Southwest for 7 years. That also gave me very big access to who is who among the Igbo. But I don't know this Felix Moka. So when I saw that name, Felix Moka, saying that P2B is loquacious and the backseat driver, what did I do? I went and Google. I went to Google, type who is Felix Moka. What I saw there gave me the information that I wanted, that this guy is a shoe shiner. What I saw there, what came out, I was disappointed. What came out from Google was a very big disappointment.
And what was it? And
I know because APC you can hardly see credible Igbo men in APC. You can hardly see credible Igbo men in APC. Just now, I'm from Umuahia. No APC man can walk into my house. I regard them as outcasts, as saboteurs. Understand me? So what I saw there was Felix Moka was the executive director of one NGO or so. Is that an office? Imagine Moka saying that P2B, who was the chairman of a bank more than 20 years ago, is a backseat driver. Can you imagine?
All of this and your seeming, would I call this, attack on his person is because of what he said about Peter Obi. Wouldn't you say you are doing the same thing that he was doing to Peter Obi?
I say, assuming that I was impressed with his CV, I wouldn't say it. Assuming I was impressed with his CV, I would not say it. But I was disappointed by what Google gave to me. Understand me? I was disappointed by who he is and calling people to be a backseat driver. That is who I am. I don't hold brief for anybody. I don't hold brief for anybody. If I was impressed by his CV, I wouldn't have been saying what I'm saying. But from what Google showed me of who Phoenix Morka is, Google reviews clearly that this is a shoe shiner. Understand me? An ant trying to be an elephant. So what he said, that's I'm disappointed.
Are you disappointed because he is supposedly a Southeasterner who should be supporting another Southeasterner?
No. You must not support you. Everything's based on merit. Support must be based on merit. Respect must be based on merit. Assuming that his CV is worthy enough, I will have respected him. Understand me? So whatever I do, I try to base whatever I'm doing on merit. Whoever deserves merit should get merit. But Phoenix Morka is not worthy to tie people to his shoe. Phoenix Morka, the so-called, I don't know what his position is. You say he's a national and publicity secretary or what? He's not worthy. Where P2B is sitting down, Phoenix Morka will not be allowed to stand up there. So calling P2B as a backseat driver, if he dies today and reincarnates 5 times, he cannot achieve 1/10 of what P2B has achieved in one incarnation. If he dies and reincarnated 5 times, Phoenix Morka can never achieve what P2B achieved in a lifetime.
That is to say, would I call this disrespect for Felix Morka? Because he does not have that hefty CV that should actually qualify him to talk about the presidential candidate
at all. Nothing qualifies him at all.
Would you feel the same way if he was talking about another opposition candidate that's not the LP presidential candidate?
I'll still do what I do. I'll still check who is talking first of all. Who is the messenger? Then what is the message? If the messenger is not credible, the message can never be credible. First of all, who is talking first of all? So the messenger is not credible. If it's part autonomy, understand, that say this, I would have responded, I would have reacted in a different way because I know who part autonomy is. I know part autonomy's CV. But this is one shoe shiner somewhere talking above, trying to punch above his weight.
And it's not just about what he says right now, but about who he used to speak on this person that you support so much.
He's nothing that to talk about P2B.
All right, then 4 minutes before 5 p.m. right here on the recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You have been listening to Mr. Peter Anoske, development economist, acclaimed author, as well as an experienced journalist. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be back at the 5 p.m. mark so that we can take your calls, your messages, and your comments on our YouTube platform. My name is Chima Innocent. I've been your host. We'll be back after this very, very, very short break. And when we return, of course, get ready to call the phone lines that I will be calling out to you. Stay with us. The recap continues.
You have to know the past to to understand the present. So, let's bring you up to speed on important moments in the polity that you might have forgotten.
Politics as normal have been suspended today.
Detailed review plus analysis of all the local
Senate moves to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners stage 5.
and foreign stories that made the headlines during the week.
President Putin accepts defeat. President Putin keeps on coming back for more.
All of the intrigues,
PSF confirmed interest flow in store in central government.
tension,
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do that.
suspense, and political dramas.
This is a shining moment. I commend
The
INEC.
higgy haggers that took center stage just within the week.
You cannot criticize African countries for being undemocratic.
Will resist interim government.
Join the conversation on the recap every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. only on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Study the past if you want to define the future. You have to know the past to understand the present. So let's bring you up to speed on important moments in the polity that you might have forgotten.
Politics as normal have been suspended today.
Detailed review plus analysis of all the local
Senate moves to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners stage 5.
and foreign stories that made the headlines during the week.
President Putin accepts defeat. President Putin keeps on coming back for more.
All of the intrigues,
PSF confirmed interest flow in store in central government.
tension,
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do that.
suspense, and political dramas.
This is a shining moment. I commend
The
INEC.
higgy haggers that took center stage just within the week.
You cannot criticize African countries for being undemocratic.
Will resist interim government.
Join the conversation on the recap every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. only on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Study the past if you want to define the future. You have
Welcome to the best exclusive radio station, VOD 90.3, bringing you the best mix of the best music.
Broadcasting live from the Coco News Center, giving you the latest updates around the globe. This is
VOP 90.3 FM.
My guy, you better upgrade yourself and live in the city like a big boy.
That's the life of a city boy.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Okay, welcome back. You're still listening to and watching the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. To everyone watching us on YouTube, I say big thank you for staying tuned. It is now time for you to air your opinion. Call us on 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338 0817 175 6338. That's the number to send a message to on WhatsApp. All right, so if you send a message to that number, of course I'll take your message before the end of the program. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, a voice of the people, and we definitely want to hear from you. So who's our first caller for this evening? Hello there, welcome to the recap. Good evening. Okay, welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please? Your first caller for this evening.
Speaking from Sowore.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, your guest that's speaking. I like the way he talks, but he said he did not know Felix Mota. Felix Mota is a lawyer. Do you understand?
Okay.
And Bayon that said something about P2B. Did you know that what he said is somehow true? Because Chirika said something. Chirika said there was a time P2B came to visit him, and he was complaining to P2B about some truths on internet. And exactly P2B tapped some button on his phone and told him not to worry, and that thing stopped. That was an indictment of P2B. So I guess Ononuga has some information. You know, if you're the presidency, so he has some information that people do not have. So, and the way that the analyst, I respect him, but I see the way he talks. I've been listening to you. You people need to, I don't know, blaming on him. I would like to say it's somehow too fierce.
Okay.
This way.
Thank you. I can hear you. I mean, we're listening to your voice of the people. Aim to give you your voice. Thank you so much for your call. All right.
Tell that man he's too fierce with his words.
All right.
There are many people that can speak like that more than him. So you should try and mellow down a little bit.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your opinion.
I hear him on news. I hear him on news analysis. Even when the anchor is trying to caution him somehow, he's still he's defiant. Do you understand? So please.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your opinion. 0700 903 903 903. Keep listening. The recap continues. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name and location? Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, are you there? All right, give me a call back. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully we'll be able to get through to each other. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
I'm Porik from Odofi.
Welcome, for real. Let's hear from you in a minute or two.
Yeah, my utmost regards to your guest, Mr. Peter Andusike.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I don't know. In Nigeria of today, people or some group of persons or a single person will be doing bad. By the time somebody now come to antagonize or to go against that bad that person is doing, and maybe out of that person now that felt so many bad, be injured. Because that injury is sustained, he want to speak extremely high. People will be condemning that person. But this is the person that have been conceiving, that have been feeling hurt for many years. But somebody will now come out now and say, okay, this person is doing is not good though. And maybe that person, out of being hurt for a very long period of time, will not position it well. Now, some persons that need psychiatric evaluation will start attacking that person.
Okay.
Let me rest my case. I'm not speaking against that person, but that person knows himself. I'm talking about the last caller.
Please, I need you to just air your opinion and don't worry about what the last person said, all right? I need you to just air your own opinion.
Yes. Okay, let me hear my opinion. Okay, I want to hear my opinion now. What I want to ask in a way is that we've been suffering for so long now in this country, and presently now, something that would have transformed, at least curtail our suffering, or trying to manage our suffering, which is this Dangote oil refinery issue. Yes, because for everybody knows that this Dangote refinery will be airports.
Okay.
If not to a far extent, to a minimal extent.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. And this thing, we have been having issue. And we have petroleum minister, and also we also have the president. For, I don't know, maybe I'm not opportune to. I've not heard about the president or the minister of crude oil, minister of petroleum in this country, to even say something about it. And I believe we have president. So,
all right then. Don't worry. You got an answer to your question, all right? We need to hear from others as well.
No, I'm coming. Let me land now, please.
All right.
Hello?
Yes, 30 seconds, please, so we can hear from others.
On this Peter Obi issue, that person that Mocha Felix or Felix Book, I don't know. You understand me? That person, I don't know this country. Some things you hear will be annoying. Sowore, in an interview granted by your colleague, talked about Peter Obi. Sowore, he said Peter Obi is always one piece, everything peace. That's why they keep on attacking him. I don't know if Peter Obi is hearing me now. It's high time Peter Obi will increase his gear of that his peacefulness.
Okay.
Because he has to show people that he's not as tall as because they be using that man. Innocent man for nothing sake. You also as Nnamdi Kanu. Why is it somebody trying to do it right? So somebody trying to be cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your call. We need to hear from others as well. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your call. Okay. Keep listening. The recap continues. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Thomas, calling from Alaba.
Welcome, Thomas. Let's hear from you in a minute or two.
Yes. What I want to say, my greeting to your guest.
Thank you.
We know all what I am not an Iboma, to first to be said. I am from Benue State. I'm also from North. We all know the activities of Boko Haram in the North. We know about the Dauchi girl. We know about the Chibok girl. Some of the parents have not seen their children up to today. They are still licking their wounds. Many people that lost their relatives have never recovered from the activities of Boko Haram in the North. In Benue State, under Buhari, we buried 70-something people for one day that family headsmen were killed. We know what happened during the December on Christmas Day in Plateau State. No modern lawmaker has ever come out to condemn any activity of these people in the North. And they are always quick to come out and react when it concerns the Southeast as if they are not part of Nigeria. If you feel these people are not Nigeria and Nigeria belongs to you, let them go. Because sometimes when I listen to the comments of all these people that claim that when you come, they have been in this power, when you come to their place, you come to our place, we are still saying nothing. We are still saying nothing, there is nothing achievement. We have people, okay, under this vice president, somebody we have today as a vice president, under his leadership as the governor of Borno State, we know how Kabiru Sokoto was elected in Borno State government house when he was a governor. Today he is the vice president of Nigeria. Where is Kabiru Sokoto? We have people that should be answering questions. They are the one in authority. And some people will sit in their comfort zone to come out and condemn an innocent person because they feel they are in power.
Thank you, Thomas.
It is not doing us well. And that young man that feel that he will use Peter Obi to shine. Peter Obi is not. There is a general saying that they say, the same way pass you, even if you die, it will be very good pass.
Okay.
Somebody that cannot even win a local government chairman Peter Obi come out for president in Southeast matter. Peter Obi win both in the north and other parts of Nigeria where nobody expected, even including Lagos here.
All right.
This young man condemning Peter Obi today, can he win a local government council or conference election in his own local government?
You wouldn't know until he contests. Mr. Thomas, I must let you go so we can hear from others.
He just want to use Peter Obi to make men to get because you know it's just like Ronaldo. When you post anything about Ronaldo, whether good or bad, people will comment on it and you make
Thank
Ronaldo
you so much.
Mr.
Thomas, I must let you go so we can hear from others as well. All right. Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 on WhatsApp it's 0817 175 6338. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
It's Nemeka from Ejo.
Welcome, Nemeka.
My greeting to senior. I'm a CK. Now, my brother, if you can work with you, what I mean is say, make you not take because you like the solve for house, then put the house fire. Make you take them easy for us.
All right.
Because we need them around us. You find me. I need you around us because of your educating.
Thank you. Let's hear your opinion on the issues, all right?
I'm coming. I'm going direct to the issue. Direct to the issue is this. More kind of waiting than column. Those kind of agro politicians who do motor for park. Now they are seeing with this. But to one thing I say, the people will create the condition of the country don't run away. Now himself they can talk. No problem. The people will do others go do and very soon. Your family, we are not begging him to close the mouth. Another one is this: the first way they tell us to pray, make we pray, make the citizens pray. We tell us say we don't tire for prayer. Now here his family go pray for us, we're the citizens of Nigeria, very soon. If you don't want to stay in place to do the right thing. If anybody will love this country should stop telling us to pray. Then they look at the face of the leaders and tell them, say, you are the problem we are having. Simple as ABC. God bless you, my dear.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. And WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338. All right, you have something to say.
Yeah, talking of running away, I've called about some 2-3 people. Understand? No, somebody called. I said, excuse me, are you in Abuja? He said, no, I'm in UK. I said, why? He said that he traveled to UK on that Sunday. I said, why are you running away? Understand? Why are you? Now you people cause what is happening in the country now. So why are you running away? So many people are on the exit. Our airport is busy right now. Our airport is very, very busy. Politicians are exiting the country now because of what they cost. When you punch higher than your weight, that is what is happening at this point in time. So politicians are on the exit, on the run.
All right then, 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, are you there? All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. For some reason, WhatsApp messages are not dropping. And I really don't think this is a network problem, but for some reason, WhatsApp messages are not dropping. So in case you're sending a message on WhatsApp and it's not delivering now, you know why. And I'm really sorry about that. We'll try to resolve that situation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Shoga from Alagbadu.
Welcome, Shoga. Let's hear from you.
I want to speak on the Dangote issue. Although I would like a fair treatment for Dangote, but we should not promote Dangote too much. Dangote has never done Nigeria any good.
He has never done Nigeria any good.
Any good. He's part of those that brought Nigeria to where it is today. When Dangote increased the price of his cement, serious will go even nail and wood for you to know how powerful Dangote has been on this economy. Dangote is the only man that will increase the price of his product by about 80%. There's no business that does that. There is no business that does that. Dangote is part of those that brought this hardship upon us. Though I appreciate the fact that it's building a refinery that the government has not been able to build. But we should not fight for him too much. He has done Nigeria, the masses especially, he has brought us into this hardship. It's now his own time to suffer for the bad deeds he has done. I don't know Dangote before personally. I don't know the people in government. But me, as an ordinary man on the street, I will never fight for Dangote. If he has come to the time to suffer for the things he has done for the masses in this country, let him face it.
When you say suffer for the things he has done, does that mean what he's going through is good?
Yes, it is time. I'm not saying what the government is doing is right, but it is time, his own time to know what other people are going when he is implementing his own policy that is affecting the people on the street. Each too should face it. When his own time has come, he should face it. All we need to do is encourage other business people to complete their refinery and do it, and to force government to make sure that our own refinery works. But because if we hand over the issue of the refinery to Dangote now, what is his intention? From the way I'm reading him, he will first of all bring the price down. But by the time he is able to capture the whole of Nigeria, that the refining of the country's petroleum is in his hand, he will start increasing it any way he likes. He will still suffer from his hand. So I don't want anybody, I will not support anybody to fight for Dangote.
All right.
I'm not saying what they have done, but it's his own time to face the consequences of what he has done.
Thank you so much, Sugar, for your call. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. This is Ben calling you from USA.
Welcome, Ben. Thank you for calling. Let's hear from you quickly.
I wanted to talk about Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay.
Incarceration. That is where I want to focus on. Nigeria has been having issues,
Are you there, Ben?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes, I said Nigeria have been having issue ever since Nigeria was not that bad, but ever since Nnamdi Kanu's detention, it became so bad. And it's good that our people, our politicians, they learn from what is happening. It is high time they release Nnamdi Kanu. Because if they don't release Nnamdi Kanu, the country will never have peace. And that's exactly what is going on. Why? Why do I say so? What you're doing is you're making the heart of the innocent, the young ones that is coming up to get so bad. You understand? To have more anger in them, as they come up. And tell me when this is going to end. The more you hold that man innocently, and you're talking about justice, you understand? Nigeria will never have that justice. Nigeria will never be good. We are the young folks, and we are growing up. We didn't know about the war, but growing up, what we're seeing and what they told us, everything is matching up. You understand? And what is it doing to us? It's making us have that same anger in us. It's building up, and in a way to get this anger out, you have to start healing process. How do you heal? It's to release Nnamdi Kanu and start calling the Southeasterners. Without Southeast, Nigeria is nothing. And if you think Nigeria is something, then release their leader, the one who they say they trust, that can talk for them on behalf of them. Release him and then come to table, and then we can even listen to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. ODI, give me a call back. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 Call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. A voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
Hello,
Welcome to the
good evening,
recap. Good
Gemma.
evening. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Mayor from Texas.
Welcome, Mayor.
Good evening, Mr. Anosike. Well done.
He can hear you.
I want to comment on two issues, though I have so many things to say, but those two. Now, that person, call him Felix Morgan, talking about P2B. I want to make a point. I'm an administrative scientist, at least up to master's degree level. I know about political science. In the history of this country, one of the greatest politicians who has achieved more than Nnamdi Kanu, Sadana of Sokoto, Madu Bello, Tafa Belewa, Yawolowo, and all those fourth-generation politicians. What these people have mentioned couldn't achieve in their political life. It could be achieved in less than 1 year, about 9 months or thereabouts, in less than 1 year. There has been no time in the history of this country that somebody won an election in every part of this country. None of the people I mentioned have won one. Nobody. So if anybody comes up to talk rubbish about P2B, that person must be examined psychiatrically. I don't know who that Felix Moka is or whoever, but whoever, both him and Bayo Nadoga, they know the history of this country. They know that P2B can only, in fact, he has no equal among those people that were serious politicians, not these people who are polluters. That is by the way. Then on the issue of this person, Dangote, well, that is like somebody was saying, I still believe that part of this problem in this country is about Dangote. But let him sort himself out because he has enjoyed monopoly over the years. And this particular government has now decided to pay him back. What they're doing is not good. The government is not funded. But let me be civil. If I say we don't have government,
please keep it civil.
This government is not performing. This government is not performing, and there's nothing good that can come out of this present administration because what we are saying is on auto. We are on auto reverse. Maybe traveling from Sokoto to Lagos with reverse.
All right,
So,
I'll need you to round it up so that we can pick other calls as well. All right.
Yes. So it's that is the third one I wanted to mention, but I think a good job. But we need things to be put on straight, and Nigeria is blessed. But in terms of leadership, let me say we are called. Thanks for having a blessed day.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. All right, give me a call back. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi.
My name is Mr. Augustine. I'm calling from Spain.
Welcome, Mr. Augustine. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes, please.
Okay. I want to focus on the area of protest. I think the federal government should not molest all those people that wanted to protest because I think it's their fundamental human rights, one. And also, I just want to talk about Bayo Nadoga saying that Igbos are inciting the protest.
No, he said P2B and his supporters.
Yeah, it's P2B. That's P2B and his supporters are inciting the protest. I think it's very unfair for him, a man of that caliber, to say such a thing. Bayo Nadoga should retrieve his words and apologize to Mr. P2B because I don't think it's right. He's just trying to divide Nigerians.
Well, P2B has sued him and asked him to tender an apology. So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he's supposed to tender apology. You understand? So we all are one. Both Hebrew, Hausa, Yoruba, all of us are one. All of us are passing through the same thing. I think we're supposed to talk about how to unify Nigeria, not to divide Nigeria. This protest is about everybody. It's not because of one person alone. So I think I support the protest, and I just want it to go peacefully not violently. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. 26 minutes past 5 p.m. We're taking your calls. It's time to air your opinion right here on the program. This is the recap where we discuss issues that made major headlines during the week. And of course, we've talked about quite a number of topics today. And before I remind you of the topics we've been talking about, let me take this call. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Choma. This is Obi calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, Obi. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes, please.
Andosika agree to.
He can hear you.
You see, the first time I started listening to this program, I want to tell most of our callers what endeared me to Andosika is because he criticized the Igbos. You remember the day Igbos were saying that their houses were destroyed along the airport road or something. You remember? I don't know whether you were the one that was anchoring that program that day. But the Andosika investigate and found out that they built in a very wrong place. And he lambasted the Igbos and told them that we are wrong. That was actually what made me listen to Andosika. He's not somebody that says what he doesn't know. You understand what I'm saying? And you too, Chioma, you have to defend your analyst when he's being attacked on radio because you are the one to defend him.
My job is to tell both him and you to keep it civil. All right?
I listen to other stations, Chioma, they defend their analyst. You didn't defend Andosika here. It's unfair. What I'm trying to say here, whatever Andosika says, who brings an anti-infested wood to his house, whatever he does with lizard, that's his business. What anybody has said about Peter and what Andosika has said, I think the person brought an anti-infested wood to his house. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. All right then. Wait, Mr. Andosika, do you need me to defend you? Or maybe when you're coming for shows, you come with your lawyer so that when they talk, your lawyer can defend you.
I need protection. I need protection.
From who? Definitely not from me.
From the anchor of the program.
Look at that. Look at that. You absolutely do not need protection from me. All right. Here's what you need to understand, right? As the anchor of the program, as a journalist, as a presenter, I'm meant to be on the fence. I'm not supposed to be biased. The analyst is here to air his own opinion and not the views of the station. And so I cannot just play devil's advocate and I cannot just defend him. What I am after is the fact. What I am after is the truth. And I have to make sure that everything that's been said on this program, we're here to inform, to educate, and to entertain. That being said, thank you, Mr. Ben, for your opinion. You make Mr. Andosika see me as a bad person now, but no problem. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, Choma. I'm a listener. I didn't really know what happened, but I can understand there's probably somebody said something to Mr. Andosika, and you're saying that you're not meant to defend him. There's been a program before with the Kamijude where that guy that always called Osifo insulted him, and he stepped into that situation whereby he banned that guy for calling for some time before he actually allowed him to come back to the station to contribute. So something needs to be done. You get to analyze. If you're not happy with it, that's your problem. So they're not supposed to be insulting him for nothing. Not everyone that will agree with what he's saying. But keep your opinion to yourself, but not to insult the man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You didn't tell me your name though.
Oh, Olu.
Olu, where are you calling from?
London.
Thank you, Olu, for calling all the way from London. And of course, thank you for listening. You are giving thumbs up because they're supporting you. Look at it. They are supporting you and they're defending you and attacking me. And you're happy. Look at that. All right. Here's the thing. I'm going to explain again. Even when Mr. Peter Andosika himself uses words that I feel are not radio friendly, even when he seems like he's using insulting and abusive words, I have to tell him to keep it polite and to keep it civil. The same way I will not allow anybody insult him or even insult me myself. So if I perceive, and not just perceive or hear a caller using insulting words on my analyst, definitely I will try my best to, not just try my best, I will definitely defend him from insult and verbal attacks. But if the person is just airing their opinions and not using insulting words, it's just opinions. The same way he's entitled to his opinion, the callers are entitled to their opinion. I'm going to implore you, for every caller that will be calling from now, please let's focus on the topic at hand. Please, Ejo, Biko. How do we say please in Hausa?
continue.
You said you lived in the north. Now I need your help to break the ice. All right, then 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. In 9 minutes, I'll no longer be taking calls. Instead, I'll be taking your comments and your messages on your comments on YouTube and your messages on WhatsApp. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location, please? Turn down the volume on your radio set, please.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Okay, I'm done. I'm doing that.
Thank you. Let's hear from you. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Benjamin. I'm calling from Amuodafe.
Welcome, Benjamin.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the work you are doing. My stake is on the planned protest. And what I want to say is that if for any reason the government in power allowed this protest to happen, whatever comes out of it is their fault. Not as I'm not in support of the protest going to happen. My position is that all this while that the citizens have been crying, complaining of hunger and hardship and insecurity, and coming up with this protest to show their anger, the government should be listening and should have, even by this time, should have come out to say something that would douse the situation. So, to sum it up, is that if for any reason the government did not do anything to stop this protest and the protest comes up and gets sour, whatever is the outcome, the government should be held responsible. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call, Desmond. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. 0700 903 903 903. I think we have space for about 3 more calls, and then we'll call it a day right here on the program, so I can take your comments on YouTube and your messages on WhatsApp. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, Chama. Good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Okay, this is Renali calling from Spain.
Welcome, Zerinadi. Can we hear from you?
Yeah, Mr. Nosika Williams, sir.
Hello, are you there? Hello, oh dear, give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Good evening, madam.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Anthony is my name. I'm calling from Bagada.
Welcome, Anthony. Let's hear from you quickly.
Good. I am very pleased. My regard to that, Mr. Anosike.
He can hear you.
May
Thank
God, if you are analyst there, may God continue to bless you. In addition, another analyst I love, you in particular, I thank you very much for doing a good job. The other analyst is the one that normally, that barrister, I've forgotten his name. Also, my regard to him. Please, I want to take off this way. Dangote has been helping the citizenry. That is how people put it. But that is not true. Imagine that express road from that wharf to Yanoworo. Is it not tied? On what impetus? Why did it tie it? Because of taxation issue. Assuming it's an Igbo man, that man could have been locked up in jail and forgotten to rot it. That is one. Any business he put his hand, be it building material, poor man cannot enter that to buy because the price will escalate. He knows how he strategized. Yes, he invested in Nigeria, making us happy. But the common man will know. What is the cost of cement now? Go to other African countries, you see the difference. Again, regarding the protest that is coming up, how are the minds falling? Why are these guys jumping about the politician warning, even the DSS, the army is warning the citizens? Is it not our right? Even if they are protesting, if they are not carrying cutlass or anything, why not cool down and allow the citizens to voice out that they are dying in silence? Nigerians, this is to show you all that truly these people does not love us. They know what they are doing. Now they are finding their way out. Go to airport, you see the mass exodus. If the country is good, will you experience that? So my regard to every Nigerian. I love this, but that's why I've been calling for almost 7 times till luckily you pick my call. May God bless you.
Thank you so much for your call. Definitely appreciate it. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. We'll take one more call and call it today right here on the program. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, my radio girl. Good evening, ma.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to the recap. Monday, calling me on a Saturday. How are you today?
I'm good, though. How you work? How everything?
Fine. Let's hear from you quickly because of our time.
My regard to Peter Nasike. You see, Dangote is a businessman and is a man that made money. And in the other part, he has made Nigeria because we have so many things about using building materials, making Nigeria, having Nigeria products. That is the one that also makes Nigeria big play because he wants to make more money. And he's a rich man in Africa. This is why the people want to protest. Because when he started, it's not like this. A bag of cement was a 500 before when I know. But now, look at how, it's not good for only one partner to have one product. Only him, sugar, custard and all that. And it's not only him that have the refinery. Thank God he wants to build it. But Tinubu does not support it. And this thing is making everything in the country skyrocket. And they are not pitching for the poor masses. This is why we want to protest about ending about bad government. This is the main reason that we want to protest about ending bad government, because they are not looking about the price of the price is scattering everywhere, and no one price is. This one will say 700, this one will say 1,000, this one will say 800, this one will say 900. This is why Nigeria has scattered, and APC are bringing more confusion and more this thing. We need to protest about it, but not about violence.
Okay.
But about peace and keeping it civil.
Thank you, Monday. Thank you so much for calling, and that's all the calls we can take on the program today. Thank you so much. We need to take your comments on YouTube and your messages on WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you. Beginning from YouTube, we have Isaac Success saying, good afternoon to you, please. Does that money belong to Tinubu or the federal government? And why is it only that state? Finally, why is it now? Is it because he's afraid of protest? I believe this message dropped when we're talking about Jigawa state business owners to receive 150,000 naira presidential grant each. And then we have Ola Diwali say, Mr. Noske, speak that adage in Yoruba, please. I love to hear it. The adage about the crocodile that eats its own egg. Right? When they were saying that I did not defend you, you were supporting. I'm not speaking anything for you. That's even if I know, I admit I don't know how to speak. I don't even know what crocodile is in Yoruba, but I'm not speaking. You and I, we are loggerheads. All right. We also have Ola Diwali saying, when Chioma, when we will put in the cart before the horse expand business, Mr. Nosike, and when will the kingdom of Agberos make Nigeria great again? Alex Chike says, no hiding place for the wicked. Evil men run when no one is pursuing them. Simon Short said, Esther, you're fine. No, okay. I believe Esther is in the house today. My name is Chioma Innocent. Thank you for your message. Alex Chike says, Nnamdi Kanu is just a freedom fighter, not a terrorist. It's very obvious. Oladiwale says, why are they putting the cart before the horse if they have solutions to the problems? Christian Godfrey says, I agree that Mr. Noske should weigh his words. We are all mad that with the way Nigerian state is, the way it is still right to keep above the fray. Okay, Ola Adewale says, if Dangote has been on the good side of the government for years, what happened now? Or are they asking for too much? Who is credible in Nigeria for governance? Okere Cyril says, I agree with you, Mr. Noske. Mr. Moka can't fit where PO legs get to. PO has a pedigree, his charisma is well noted, and because of the haters, PO is being loved more. Shina Chinedu says, all airports should be shut down. Why? Lost? Is it because of the people that are traveling out of the country? You know, you said that many politicians are running away from the country. He says all airports should be shut down. It will affect everybody now, right? Lost Namadi said the caller is a Yoruba Renew and APC apologist. This was for the first caller. Again, everyone has a right to air their opinions as long as they're not using insulting and abusive words, all right? And as long as you're stating facts. Ola Adewale says it's looting, stealing, and the career politicians dipping their hands into Nigeria cookie jar of a chain reaction. Are we afraid of those looting and stealing from us, or shall we tell them who is really in charge? Gabriel Opinga says, keep up the good work, Mr. Peter Anosike. Sylvester Egbueri says, please allow me to use my number 10 on our leaders before the 1st of August. Fisayo Majakodumi says, stop saying without Southeast there's no Nigeria. That's a foolish statement. All right. Again, you don't need to be abusive in airing your opinion. All right. Kenneth SZK says, I knew the 1 month advance notice is for organizers to negotiate payout to stop the protest. Okay, Ugo Ibe. All I see here are red cards. Polished Tin says, sin 39. Okay, I believe that's 39 minutes mark on YouTube. This is scandalous. This man makes lots of bigot comments, says every Yoruba man buys sponge. Sees Monsito 11 says, Mr. Anoske, keep it up. Speak the truth to power. Solomon Sunday says, hello. Hi, Solomon Sunday. Bayo Fabi says, at Polished Tin, I think he meant to say Punch usually covers news in the southwest and Sun covers news from the southeast. Mama Obasi says, fail woefully. All right, Mr. Peter Anoske, would you like to clarify that? Let's take all the comments. Let's take the ones on WhatsApp as well. All right. I have Olu from Badagry who says, Choma, the way things are going with Obi supporters and your guests, they want to make him God that we can't even criticize again. Choma, your guest insult one of your caller last week, and when you told him to apologize, he refused. And you still allowed him on your program without apology. Children are listening to this program, for God's sake. Olu from Badagry. No vex. All right. Thank you for your message. Okay, I also have I can't see your name here. I might not agree 100% of the time with Mr. Noske, but no one has the right capacity or morality to question his reaction, especially when a question is put in an annoying way to ambush him, or reading some derogatory comment and news by some political elements to anger people. If the politicians hadn't wrecked the lives of citizens, would they be on the street protesting? The real instigators of protest are government officials who have wrecked the lives of citizens through corruption, incompetence, insensitivity, frivolities, amongst more disastrous recipes that the government feeds the citizens with. Okay, the politicians will continue to run, and even they have done, will continue to chase them all. All right, thank you for your message. My sister, why can't they meet at least one of the demands of protesters, like bringing back the fuel price to 180 where Tinubu met it? All this meeting with traditional rulers amounts to begging the question. Okangbe Lina from Mafoluko. Thank you. Okay, please stop reading out abusive words. Doing that will discourage the sender. Ralph from Satellite Town. Okay, I believe this message. Okay, that one's not for me. Good evening, Precious and Barrister. How? Which program are you watching or listening to? Our major problem in this country is religion and tribalism. Until we overcome this, we cannot move forward. Please tell DSS to have the same intelligence they used to fish out the people behind this protest to also locate Yahaya Bello. Steve from Ikeja. Good evening. Good evening, Chama. APC and its apologists are always busy attacking and throwing unnecessary punches at Mr. Peter Obi just because he poses what they do not have and can never have. They are busy grabbing and snatching power, but do not have the knowledge to move the country forward positively. They run oil and gas, working against refineries, working against Dangote refinery. On the planned protest, it's obvious the political elites they're running away from the country due to the upcoming protest. People that call themselves leaders and servants of the people are now running away and leaving their people behind. What an irony. TC from Ojo. Okay, thank you, TC, for your message. Good evening, Dede, Anosike, and Chioma. The protest must hold, and I just want 3 major things from the federal government. 1, bring down fuel and diesel pump price to the previous price per litre. 2, release Nnamdi Kanu indefinitely. And 3, end banditry so that farmers can go back to farm, most especially Nnamdi Kanu, and peace will return to Nigeria. Chiaguyi from Ilasamaja. All right, thank you for your message. Chiagui. I just know this message is from Dio from Fagba. Oh my goodness. Okay, good evening, Chairman Mr. Anoske, my journalist of the year. NSAS and 2023 elections would have been violence free if there were no Agberos or counter protests. The question is, why do they hate protests? They would rather send by Ononuga against Obi. Okay. NSAS, okay. The sinners run it when no man pursue it, but the righteous is as bold as the lion. While they're running from protests, remember, didn't they protest in 2012 against Jonathan's government? Now they don't want protests and they receive criticism. The evil that men does live after them. The Kenyan protest will happen whether they like it or not, and they will all be swept away in their greed. It is a shame. The rest of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Dio from Fagba. When I see your message, I already know. Good evening. Hello, VOP. Please, anybody that's condemning Peter Obi is one of enemy of progress in the country. Please let them realize, let them release Nnamdi Kanu for me. Solomon from Ketu. Okay, Solomon. Don't worry, federal government go here. Okay, good evening, Mr. Noske and Shoma. This is quite a lengthy one. According to Sheikh Husani, Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Ahmed Lawan would not have pulled off fleeing from protesters like their Kenyan counterparts. Hence, not only did Akpabio and Lawan, but also the entire National Assembly embark on an escape earlier by announcing a compulsory recess amidst economic hardship prior to the forthcoming protest. Therefore, I suggest that the protesters reschedule the protest date to 20th of August. By then, the National Assembly would have resumed to receive the protesters' prayer in their boxes. The military and police, you won't allow the victims of politically orchestrated hardship and anarchy by the politicians to protest against hunger, inflation, corruption, subsidy removal, humongous salary of the politicians, insecurity across the country, etc. It will be a total infringement of our human right to hold the protest in any form, since you yourself are not securing lives and properties, leaving us vulnerable to attacks of all kinds. This is beyond your power. Power belongs to the people. Chisco from Ijegun, Ijagemo, Jaga Road. Not to digress, but I would really like to visit this road and see how Jaga it is, because of the way, the gusto with which this person always writes that Jaga Road. All right. Good evening to everyone in the house. I'm Latif Olawale Kazim, and from Lagos. And my opinion is that our leaders should listen to the masses complain, and the federal government should find another refinery in 3 regions that form Nigeria. To support Dangote oil refinery, federal government should release Nnamdi Kanu as it done for Sunday Igboho. We need unity and honesty to move forward. And my regards to you and your guest, Mr. Peter, and others that contributed to the development of our nation. Thank you, Latif Olawale Kazim from Lagos. All right. I also have good afternoon, Chairman Mr. Anosike. We are in a country where, okay, they will tell us to take it as faith from God. They loot the treasury. They tell us it's an act of God. When Nigerians say it is enough and they want to protest, they use their stooges to tell us, no, don't protest, take it as an act of God. If Abacha was to be alive today, he would have as well tell us, don't protest, give the government time. Praise singers of this government, please borrow sense. Ezekiel from Ejigbo. Shoe shiner, I laugh, in Singapore. That shoe shiner tag is even a big tag to a nobody. You should have named, okay, Frank Chizzy from Akoka. Thank you for your message, Frank Chizzy. Hello, it's Adeyemi, it's Kamoru Adeyemi from Satellite Town, Lagos. People are saying that court release Nnamdi Kanu is not true. Supreme Court on December 15, 2023 said Nnamdi Kanu had a case to answer for treason. Thereafter, on May 2024, the Federal High Court ruled that Nnamdi Kanu should be denied bail. Nnamdi Kanu made public broadcast statement to his supporters, urging them to kill police and military. There is no country on earth where you ask people to kill the nation's military, police, and other service members, and it would not be considered as treason. All right. This person says, my brother Nnamdi Kanu needs to be released. All right. Thank you for your message. Let me see how many more messages I can take. This is from Ola Adewale. This is written in Yoruba. I'll just take the English part. But will the leadership listen to the voice of reason and release Nnamdi Kanu? Are the representatives in the National Assembly earning more than what they deserve? Can we stop paying them for the next 3 years? Are you sure they'll be happy with that? Lady Chioma, protest agitators have given government enough time to react positively. Why is it that till date nothing has been done to assuage the masses' cry? Let the government show practical sign that something is being done. How can anyone expect the masses to believe government's promises, which has never ever been redeemed? There's still time to find the black goat this day than waiting till night. Tony Anele from Ijagemo. And finally, good evening. Okay. Good evening, VOP. Now the president is up and doing, holding series of meetings to make sure the proposed protest is not held. How I wish he held all these types of meetings before he took some of the decisions that brought hunger and hardship to Nigeria today. It is not late for the president to revert his policy of subsidy gun, sack the CEO of NNPCL Mele Kyari as part of the solution to our oil sector, repair our refinery, resign as Minister of Petroleum, and appoint someone else for the position. If people want to protest the hunger in the land, the police should protect the protesters, not to arrest them. Benjamin from Shogunle, and that's all we can take from WhatsApp. Okay. We have some more messages from some more comments rather from YouTube. Bewaji Coyote says the citizens have a lot of reasons why we want to protest, but if Tinubu just returns subsidy alone, it can stop the protest immediately rather than all these unnecessary meetings. IK Mike says, why can't they let Dangote produce fuel so that fuel price can go down and the prices of things will reduce? Bayo Fabi says, the anchor of this show is a detribalized Nigerian. She's too good for VOP. Should be working with Thank you. I'll take no, Mr. Anoske, you and I are at loggerheads.
Working with
you and I are at loggerheads. Don't worry. We'll talk about that later. Thank you so much. I'll take that as a compliment. A message just came in on WhatsApp, so I'll be taking this, but it's the last I can take as we need to go. Good evening, crew. You can see all that Dio from Fagba. You can see all that transpired in the USA, whereby Joe Biden stepped down for Kamala Harris due to his errors in the recent debate against Donald Trump. If it is in our country, can that happen? Okay, that's a question to ponder on. All right, I would like to take you on a brief recap of the programs we've discussed today, of the topics rather, which we have discussed today on the recap. We started with President Tinubu granting 150,000 naira to each business owner in Jigawa. How many? They didn't let us know. We also looked at the Jigawa state governor saying Nigeria should accept hardship as a trial from God. I don't know. On the side note, I personally, God loves me too much to be trying me like this, or to be flogging me with hunger. All right, but that's just for me. We also looked at Dangote, who offered to sell his refinery to the NNPCL, and of course the truce meeting between Dangote, the NMDPRA, NUPRC, and NNPCL failing to resolve the crude oil imbroglio. We also looked at the coalition of Northern Group rejecting the call for Nnamdi Kanu's release, and finally we looked at Felix Morka saying Peter Obi is a loquacious and disruptive backseat driver. You've had your opinions, you've sent your comments, and of course you've also sent your messages on WhatsApp, all of which I appreciate. It's time for you to give us your concluding thoughts on everything we've discussed today, Mr. Peter Anoske. In a minute, we need to go.
Well, in management, there's a concept known as a snake killing committee. This is a theory in management. So what is, snake is a dangerous reptile. So which supposed to be killed immediately anywhere it is seen. But where a snake enters into an office, instead of killing it, maybe the CEO wants to start calling a meeting. Everybody come on, let us discuss how we are going to kill this snake. So it draws things back. What I'm referring to is the continuous meetings that Tinubu and the presidency have been holding over the week. You don't always hold meetings as a leader. You take action before explaining the reason for your action. There are things that Tinubu can do now and then explain that this is the reason why I took this action. An instance, this petrol, there's now scarcity of fuel in the country. If Tinubu can make an announcement now, I want fuel price to return to 400 naira per liter, and later explain to NNPCL the reason why he took that action. If Tinubu can revert the electricity hike to what it was and later tell the DCN or the discos the reason why, these are emergency decisions you can take before calling meeting to explain the reasons. So because of they have failed to do the important things first, they are now doing the urgent things, which most of the time does not work. So for me, if there must be protests, I'm begging Nigerians, let them try as much as possible to make it peaceful. I'm not an advocate of breaking law and order. I'm not an advocate of violence. I don't want anybody to die. if there must be protest, they should try to make it violent free. And protest is one of our fundamental human rights. We have the right to protest because there's a limit to what human beings can do. And a Yoruba adage say, to resign to fate is to be crippled fast, which means we must not resign to fate. We must let our leaders who are receiving our taxes to know that we are not happy. And one of the ways of doing it is by protesting. But let it be free, let it be non-violent. But if government can do certain things from now to that first, this protest must not hold. So it is on the hand of government to take immediate actions, not meetings. It's enough for them to take drastic, that's 2-3 action announcement that Tinubu can make now. Nigeria will go back and begin to watch and not holding meetings. As I said, meetings is what we call in management snake killing committee, which is one of the reasons big companies are funding on a daily basis.
All right, then. Because of our time, I would have asked you to expatiate, but we do not have that time. I would like to thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the 231 people watching us on YouTube right now. Thank you so much. To everyone who's listening, your airwaves, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the time that you took to join me. For everyone who called in, to everyone who also sent in messages and sent in their comments, I really, 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 really do appreciate you as well. We'll be back to do this again next Saturday, God willing, from 4 all the way till 6 p.m. Until then, do the best that you can to make Nigeria better in your own little way. You can find me on Instagram at _the_radio girl, at _the radio girl. Even on Instagram, keep it polite and keep it civil. All right. You can find Mr. Peter Anoski on Instagram at Peter Anoski77, and you can find the VOP on all social media platforms at VOP903FM. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, and of course, enjoy your weekend. Have an amazing one.